Yes, I'm Carla Gorman. I'm the FX Treasury Manager in CurrencyFair. I've been working here since 2015 in a number of different roles. I was in the payments department originally. I spent a little bit of time in the product area, and now I'm obviously in the Treasury department. And I, in a high level, look after the cash management for the company, ensuring that all the accounts that we send our customer transfers from are funded. So a SEPA payment is a euro payment, and it's within the SEPA zone. So it's primarily countries within Europe. So it would be a euro transfer from an Irish bank account to a German bank account, and it would be relatively quick. And now with the introduction of SEPA Instant, it would be instant in most cases, as long as the banks have signed up for that. In relation to a SWIFT can be any currency, and probably something that would be considered a cross-border payment. Although I know you're crossing borders going from Ireland to Germany in a SEPA payment, but it would be a kind of the SEPA payment would be in, they would all be on their one payment rail, so all have relationships with each other essentially. But making a SWIFT payment, you can probably send it anywhere in the world, but you may not have a relationship between the two banks initially. So that's where it comes in under you may have to use an intermediary bank. So it's not going from one bank in Ireland to, for example, the bank in USA directly. It might go to an intermediary bank in between. So the Irish bank might not have the relationship with the US bank, but they might have a common friend in another bank, and it goes through there. But that's where the fees come. So the intermediary bank will charge a fee for letting that transfer through that rail. So it can be up to $25-$30. So that's where customers have to be careful in whether using a SWIFT as opposed to a SEPA, which would be a free transfer. Yeah, you'd hope that the bank is upfront and clear, but there is cases where I suppose it isn't. As I mentioned, a SWIFT will normally come with a fee because of the intermediaries that possibly are involved. If a customer is sending cross-border, they could be liable to be FX rates and FX charge. Not charged, but they could, if they're sending euro to a USD bank account just directly, it'll probably be exchanged at the receiving bank's rate. So many customers probably wouldn't be aware of that, and when they're sending from their bank, they wouldn't know how much they're liable to get on the receiving end. So I suppose that's where CurrencyFair would step in a case where, so what the customer could use there is two free domestic transfers to avoid those high rates that traditional banks would charge when you're sending from euro to a USD bank account. SEPA would have a large group of banks, payment networks that are all kind of in the one family, for want of a better word. Hence why they can just send it quickly, and as I mentioned, SEPA Instant, they can send it instantly. It again, what slows it down is people sending from one bank to another bank or another beneficiary, and they're not within the same network of banks or payment rails. So that again slows it down. Now the majority of transfers made these days are like quick, to less than 1 day to instant. But it is, again, if you're sending to a smaller bank in a country far away, it can slow it down just because the relationship isn't there between the two banks. Also slows things down are beneficiary names not being correct. Certain regions in Asia, it has to be exact. If there's a character missing, a rejected payment. So if an example for SEPA payment or SEPA instant, now the beneficiary name has to be exact, or else it won't be able to go. It won't validate on the sending bank's side. So those things can slow down customers. So always just we would advise that is the bank details correct? Obviously, is the bank account that you're sending to correct? Always the most important thing. And if there's any reference needed for that beneficiary to apply on the other side, to always ensure that that's correct. And if there was a number, if it was for further credit to an account or something like that, to try to put that at the top of your reference line, because another thing that can happen if you are making a SWIFT transfer that's going through intermediaries, as it goes through the intermediaries, your reference field can get chopped, and what you once had at the start, it can be brought down. So that will always cause delays. So yeah, those things: bank account name, bank account number, and reference.